Hello friends, so in this particular quick tutorial I'm going to show you how to actually integrate a file into your MariaDB or MySQL server. Okay, so I got this file in here. Okay, so this is basically a SQL script if you want to say that way. So this is basically a classic models of car or any classic models vehicles. Okay, so I'm going to open that in gedit. So when you open it in here you can see a large number of entries. Okay, so this is basically a SQL script. Okay, so what we do need to do is basically we need to utilize this script to integrate into our SQL server so that we work with the files. Okay, so that's the aim of this lecture. So how people may ask you how you're gonna integrate that into a SQL server or MariaDB server. So this lecture is all about that. Okay, so I am utilizing Debian 13 Linux in here, and the way we're gonna do it is basically I'm gonna show you a little very quickly that MariaDB server is actually up and running. Okay, so if you type systemctl MariaDB systemctl status MariaDB, and then it will tell you that it is up and running. Okay, and you can do MariaDB dash version, and it tells you the MariaDB is the version 11.8, and we can actually get into MariaDB by doing MariaDB, which is basically MySQL -u, and then the username is bushcat -p, and you can ask me the password. So I'm gonna plug in the password right here, and then I'm in the MariaDB server. So from here, if I do writing a SQL command, MariaDB command is basically, I could say show databases, and then hit enter, and it tells you these are the databases I have. Okay, so we want to integrate this whole classic models, okay, inside in there. So the question is, how are you going to do that? Okay, so let's jump right in and do that. So I don't want to do it in command line because it can be get tedious. Okay, so you can utilize a very free, very streamlined software package, a client if you want to call it, in any platforms, Windows, Linux, Mac, wherever. Okay, and it's called dbeaver. Okay, so I'm gonna fire up the dbeaver right here, and it's free, and it's really a very strong client for connecting with any servers, a SQL server. So you have Microsoft SQL Server, MySQL, MariaDB server, you have PostgreSQL servers, you have Oracle servers, IBM DBS servers. So these are all SQL servers, and you can connect to all of these, at the same time actually, with your with this particular package called dbeaver. Okay, so what we plan to do from here is let me just Sakila database. I'm gonna clear that because I don't need that. Okay, so from here I'm gonna go right into this is I've been already connected in here, databases. Okay, so what I plan to do is basically I'm just going to select database. You can select this one as well. If you want to select this one, that's fine. Okay, so from here you want to have to go a SQL editor, and then you can say new SQL script. Okay, so you can do that first. Okay, so do the new SQL script first in here, so it open it. Now right click it, and then what we do need to do from here, I'm gonna go to file, and we can do import SQL script. Okay, that's exactly what we're trying to do from here. That's very simple. And then you come in here, so we're gonna find out the SQL script. So we're gonna go to MariaDB. It's a lot more easier doing that in here. Okay, that way. So this is the classic model SQL. So click open, and then you have all the script right here. So now all you got to do is basically select the whole script. Okay, and I'm just gonna do this way, because that way is a lot more what do you call it, risk free, so you don't really have any issues, but it may just take a while. No, I don't want to do that way because it's going to take a long time to do that way. There's an easy way of doing that. Okay, so from here I'm gonna go, you can do execute the SQL query, and I think execute SQL script, and I think that will do just fine. Okay, so if we do the execute SQL script, that will do just fine. So click that, and it's doing the job just fine. There you go. So it's done. So queries, 36 queries. It took less than 3 seconds actually to get it all out of the way. So now all you need is just kill that. You don't need that script anymore. And then if you just go into your databases, so if you want to go in there, if you can refresh it somewhere, you can refresh it from here, and then it's classic models just right there. It's done, as simple as that. So now we can actually select classic model. You can select databases, and we can select classic models. Okay, and then you can do a SQL editor and new SQL script. Okay, so we're going to create a new SQL script right there, and then you can see on the classic models you got a large number of tables right there. It's all done just in one fell swoop. So let's just select. Now you can issue your SQL command. So we're going to select asterisk from we're gonna do what we call it, just gonna take a look into products, for example. Okay, products, select asterisk from select asterisk from products. And the reason is giving you these weird things in here because yeah, there we go. Select asterisk from products. So if you select all of that and control enter, and then you have all these products right there. Okay, so you got a product code, product name, product ID. So I'm just gonna play with a few more. Okay, so you got all these products. So you got, I don't know, it will tell you exactly how many products you got there. So you say 110 rows fetched. So if you just scroll down, you will see the total 110 rows. Okay, so that's one. And then let's take a look into some other. For example, you can see offices. Okay, so if you do, I do not know, describe command is been taken in here. I'm not sure. Describe offices. We can do that way. Select and hit enter. Control enter. Yeah. So you got the column name in your office code, city, phone number, address, country, etc., etc. So from there we know the columns. So we can do select. We can do state. Okay, and then we can do city. Okay, and we can do country. Okay, and then we can do territory. Okay, and we don't need anything else from. And this is the this is the table. And what table is it? Forgot the name of the table actually. Offices, right? Okay, so we do offices. Okay, so you can do that way, and just finish with semicolon, and you just choose all of that and control enter. There we go. So you got a very small table actually. So you got the city, San Francisco, USA, country is California, and you got Boston, Massachusetts, and of course New York City, New York, and Tokyo. There is a city called, I cannot even pronounce that. And some of these cities don't have any state. For example, UK doesn't have any state system. France do not have any state system. That's why it kept as a null. Okay, so let's just take a look at another table, and then we'll conclude this lecture. Okay, so let's take a look into customers. Okay, so do describe customers, semicolon, and take a look into the columns in here first. Enter. So you got all these columns in here. So I don't want to choose all of that, so I'm going to choose select. Let's say customer name. Okay, and then I'm going to choose city, and I'm going to choose state. okay, and then I'm gonna choose country, and I just want to choose the phone number. Okay, so that you phone. At that point you can do from here from your customer tables, customers. Okay, so here we go. Very simple. SQL is very straightforward and easy. And control enter, and then you got all these customer name, the city, and then the state, and then the country. Some of these don't have null values because these countries do not have any state systems. For example, you have France, they don't have any state system, there's no null values, but it tells you the city name anyhow. So all of them has city. Okay, so you have total 122 rows, so we know that there's 122 customers. Okay, so this is all about it. I hope you enjoyed this lecture, and if you do like this, just a thumbs up and let me know how you feel.